Welcome to the Sunnyside of IRC, where we spotlight the innovative and creative programs happening all over Indian River County that are supporting our community. Welcome to the Sunnyside of IRC, where we spotlight the innovative and creative programs happening all over Indian River County that are supporting our community. Today, I'm here with Earldesha Crosdale, the director of Children's Home Society's Community Partnership School with Dodgertown. And we're going to talk about the partial funding that's happening thanks to the Board of County Commissioners through the Children's Services Advisory Committee. And we're going to talk about the impact that's happening as a result of the Community Partnership School and all of the great work that's happening right there on that campus. So Earldesha, can you tell us about the mission and vision of Children's Home Society and the Dodgertown Community Partnership School?
Hi, Cindy. Thanks for having me. So Children's Home Society is a nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting children and families across the state of Florida. Children's Home Society was founded in 1902, offering services to families such as mental health support, adoption assistance, foster care, and early childhood. Children's Home Society partnered with Indian River County School District and Dodgertown Elementary as of about 6 years ago to start the Community Partnership School. What a community partnership school is, if you think of a rotary phone and a smartphone. So any school could be a rotary phone, right? Directly, link the teachers to the students, the education. Well, what a community partnership school is, we're that smartphone. So we're like a community center right there, centered at the school on site. A community partnership school is made up of 4 core partners, which would be the School District of Indian River County, a health partner, a university partner, and a nonprofit. Ours being Dodgertown Elementary, Treasure Coast Community Health, Indian River State College, and of course, CHS. CHS helps Dodgertown Elementary to create a more nurturing and supportive environment for our students. This collaboration ensures that the students facing difficulties have the tools and guidance that they need to succeed both academically and personally.
Wow, it sounds like some great wraparound services that are right there for the children and families of Dodgertown. What services and supports are offered through the community school, and how does that help children succeed in school and in life?
So some of the services that are offered right at Dodgertown on campus would be access to medical and dental through our health coordinator by Treasure Coast Community Health, after-school tutoring and enrichment. We have an on-campus food pantry, and we have assisted with the family engagement right there on campus.
Of all those services, what do you think has been the most instrumental in supporting the learning environment right there at Dodgertown?
The most instrumental, honestly, has been the collaboration as a whole. A healthy child is a learning child.
Yeah.
So that health piece from our Treasure Coast Community Health, the aid of our university partner, the school district, has been vital, as well as Children's Home Society with that wraparound service.
Earldesha, thanks so much for elaborating on the different community partnerships that are involved with the partnership school at Dodgertown. Can you just share a little bit about how the funding from the Children's Services Advisory Committee through the Board of County Commissioners has helped expand access and opportunity for children and families at Dodgertown?
Absolutely. So with the support, the program has been able to expand critical services such as academic support, mental health counseling, and other social services such as the food scarcity that we deal with right there in the Gifford community. The funding has allowed for more access to after-school tutoring, enrichment programs, mentorship opportunities, helping students improve academically and build life skills. With the aid of the CSAC funding, we have been able to fund an expanded learning coordinator, in which we're actually looking for one. But they've helped in assisting with us having an expanded learning coordinator right there on campus, who would be the liaison between the students and those different services that I mentioned.
Thanks so much for highlighting the expansion of programs. What impact have you seen in children and families as a result of participation in the program?
Changes that I have seen has definitely been the rapport that Dodgertown Elementary has gained in the Gifford community, as well as Indian River County. The Community Partnership School, we started around the time of COVID, and I came on around the time of COVID. So, at that time, families and the students, they were away from school for so long,
Yeah.
just building that rapport back on campus. I've noticed that since we've been there, the family engagement has increased. Students, academically, the scores have increased. And the families, they know who we are. The families, they know who we are by word of mouth, by just being around us being involved into the community, where they are no longer that stigma of asking for help. They know who we are, and they any chance that they get, they're there. There's one story that I would like to highlight of a family who is totally embedded in the community partnership school model and everything that we stand for. This family in particular, they have been with the community partnership school from the beginning. They're at Dodgertown Elementary. Just over the summer alone, the parent had no hesitation in reaching out to my coordinators and to myself to let us know that she was low on food. She had almost no food. She has 5 children at home. She had to work for the next 6 days straight. She needed help with grocery. She had no transportation. She took city transit to and from work. Without hesitation at all, the community partnership school was able to do her grocery shopping for her and drop them off to the children at home. She also mentioned that the children were in need of some eyeglasses. She was able to take them to get the eye exam, but she did not have the money for the copay, neither to pick up the glasses, transportation to pick up the glasses. Again, without hesitation, the community partnership school went ahead and paid that copay, and we picked up the glasses and dropped them off to the children this summer, just in time for the children to start school. We've been a great assistance with helping with the school uniforms, with school supplies, anything that the family may need, getting to and from doctor's appointments with the aid of our wellness coordinator that was, so graciously funded to us by Treasure Coast Community Health. Just anything, any and everything community partnership school, this family, they love us, we love them, and thank you.
Thanks for sharing that. I think sometimes we forget in this community that it really does take a village.
It does.
And so I love that approach with Dodgertown Community Partnership School. We're so proud to be a funding partner in the work through Indian River County. And Earldesha, thanks so much for coming and sharing as director. And next up, we have LaDonna Corbin, who's going to share a little bit more about Dodgertown.
Thank you, Cindy.
Welcome to Indian River County, where the ordinary is extraordinary. This is discovery. This is adventure. This is tranquility. This is culture. This is cuisine. This is relaxation. This is Indian River County. Plan your visit today.
Welcome back to the Sunnyside of IRC. And we are here now with LaDonna Corbin, the wellness coordinator at Dodgertown Community Partnership School. LaDonna, can you share what a typical day looks like working with children and families at Dodgertown?
Sure, thank you for having me. There's no typical day.
That's so true.
There is no typical day. We are very student and family driven at Dodgertown Elementary. So no matter what I have on my desk, the students drive what I do. A typical day starts with whatever the children have the need for. I could have a child that told me on a Friday that they have a toothache. I send home the paperwork with the student. The student brings the paperwork back Monday. I go and get the transportation from Treasure Coast Community Health, and I escort the student to the Treasure Coast Dental Office. I sit there with that student. The student is examined by the dental office and given a detailed report for what is needed for that child to be seen. I'll arrive back with that child with a detailed summary from the parent. Mind you, the parent telehealths in to answer questions that the dental person may have, and answers any questions that they may have that further explains what's going on with the child. I take the child back to the school. Once I get to the school, there's the issue with the child that may have a pink eye. Mm-hmm. They've already contacted the mother. The mother has the transportation, all the paperwork filled out. I then escort that child down to less than 1 mile from the school to our pediatrician. Now, that child is not a Treasure Coast patient. That child is another patient to another office. However, we still service that child.
I love that.
Our pediatrician sees that child examines that child, and then sends a referral over to their pediatrician that says, I saw your patient today, here is what I'm recommended. So that's just one part of it.
LaDonna, can you share a story or example that really highlights the positive impact this program's having on the children there in Dodgertown?
Sure. I had a student that had a hard time with vision. So he was really, the approach was very soft with approaching him about his vision. So I was able to get across to him and not do it in a very shameful manner, but send him the paperwork. His parents signed the permission slips, and I was able to transport him, go through all the politics of getting him his glasses. And when he got his glasses and he put his glasses on, when I was transporting him back home, I saw him gazing out of the window, and I was like, my friend. And then I said, what are you looking at? He said, Miss Corbin, did you know the sky was blue? And I was like, yeah. He said, I never knew the sky was blue. I was like, how didn't you know the sky was blue? He said, because I never could see the color. And I was just sitting there, and me and the face coordinator that was in the car with me, and I looked over, and she just kind of had like a tear falling out of her eye, and I'm just like, I never knew the small things that mattered, that he did not know the sky was blue. He couldn't see the color. And that will forever change me, because the small things that we take for granted every day, seeing the color blue mattered to him. Can you imagine that? So from this day forward, everything matters to me. I constantly preach to my teachers. I send out reminders. Did you know this is what matters in your classroom? If you're constantly moving a child around in your classroom, if you constantly have behaviors, if a child refuses to read, these are things that tell stories that saying, hey, something may be going on bigger than just a behavior, bigger than just moving a child around. So those are the stories that move me and motivate me to do what I do.
As a former educator, I know that a lot of times with behaviors that I would see or academic stress that students would have, the story behind it would more likely break your heart. And it takes time. And it sounds like the relationship building that you're doing at Dodgertown through the community partnership is really changing lives.
Yes, it is.
And so for the viewers at home that are watching the Sunnyside of IRC, if they want to help, if they want to support, what's the next step? What's the call to action to the community to bring even more support right there to Dodgertown Community Partnership School?
Okay, so this is the plug.
This is the plug.
All right. So reach out to our director, which is Earldesha Crosdale, and also our principal, Felice Bagley, to set up a tour. Come out and just really embed yourself at Dodgertown Elementary, a community partnership school, and find out what you can do to help. We have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter. We have so many activities. We have our Donuts for Dad, which is tomorrow. We have our Chick-fil-A, which is next week, which you can actually go on the mobile and actually do your order and say, hey, this is for Dodgertown Elementary. But we have so many programs and so many activities that's going on at Dodgertown, and you can be a part of that. You can be a part of History, which is the first community partnership school in Indian River County, and we're bridging. We're bridging in the community, and we're here for you.
So I heard a rumor, and I hope it's true, that you're taking the model that's happening right there at Dodgertown Community Partnership and potentially expanding it to one of the middle schools. Can you give us any insight on that? Are we allowed to know?
We may be bridging over for the wraparound services. And the wraparound services is we still help. If your child is at Dodgertown Elementary, we do the wraparound services for their siblings. So if we have one of their siblings at Dodgertown Elementary, I still branch out if they're at the middle school or the high school for their siblings. Not only their siblings, I still assist with wellness care for their families at home. So if you have an ailing grandmother at home and they have a child at Dodgertown Elementary, I help the whole family. So that's a whole wellness for the entire family if they have a child at Dodgertown Elementary. So they're the creme de la creme family.
Thank you so much, LaDonna, for sharing. And I want to thank our viewers at home for tuning in to the Sunnyside of IRC. Once again, where we show the support and spotlight the really great programs that are happening right here in our community.